Hey everyone, welcome back. I have come up with a lot of practice sessions, and today also I'm going to continue with my practice session so that it helps you to practice more and more. So we all know practice makes a man perfect, and whatever we need, if we want to speak English fluently and confidently, the only mantra is to practice, practice and practice. How do we practice? Nobody tells us, right? We have a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of influencers telling us how we should improve our English, what are the ways, methods, techniques, tips, tricks, everything they tell us, but we don't find more of practice sessions available online, right? So I have decided to come up with practice sessions so that you know how to speak on any particular topic. I take up topics which are very basic conversational topics which are used in our day-to-day conversation. And if you start practicing in this way, start practicing with these conversational topics, it will be very easy for you to speak up in front of people in English when this topic comes up. So keep practicing in this way and you will definitely see the difference. On that note, guys, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. My English is very simple. I come up with simple sentences, basic English, basic vocabulary, simple vocabulary, so that it's easier for you to understand, for you to grasp things, and for you to speak. So what you can do here is you can either speak with me, you can repeat after me, you can shadow with me, you can take my idea and speak on your own, you can have your own ideas and you can speak on your own, right? So you can video record it, you can audio record it, you can do a lot of things, guys. I guess you should not have any excuses for this. Start practicing it in this way and let me know your thoughts on it. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, do quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, and do give me a thumbs up and do press the notification icon and write your comments in the comment section. Today I'm going to take up a very basic, very good topic which is really going to help you also. So we all feel this heat of competition nowadays, right? Wherever we are in, at whatever stage we are in, we feel this heat of competition or competitiveness. Everywhere there is competition, right? So I'm going to talk about this competitive world and how to cope up with this competition and why there's so much competition everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to talk about all these things. So coming to the competition, every stage we feel the heat of competition. Since the child has to enter a school, the parents start thinking to send the child to a school. The competition starts there. At that time, the child doesn't feel the heat, feel the pressure of competition, because the child is very innocent. He or she doesn't know what he or she is going to face later. But at that time, parents has to face the pressure. They have to go and collect all the application forms and just pray to God that my child get an admission to some good school. Okay, so the competition starts there. From there, once you enter the school, of course everybody wants to be at the top, so the parents also push children to study and work hard to stay at the top. And it is our mindset that we start comparing people, right? We start comparing. So comparison brings in competition. If you start comparing something with the other, that means there is a competition. Yeah, you are getting into a competition or a competitive mode. So at every stage, whether you want to get a good school, to a good college, to crack an entrance exam, to crack an interview, everywhere there is competition. Now, how this competition has come in, or why it is happening, why there's so much of competition nowadays everywhere. Okay, so the main reason is technology. The first main reason is technology. By the growth of technology, people have become more competitive. Like, for example, we have internet facility. Okay, and compare it to people who don't have internet facility. Okay, if we take somebody from a village and we compare them to ourselves, we'll see that person is far behind us. We know more things than that person. So that is how technology has influenced competition. right? When that person will come here to compete with us, it will be difficult for him or her, right? Unless and until he also gets on the same page, he also gets internet, he also gets access to internet and get more exposure into the world, right? So then the competition will be at par. So that is why technology has changed everything. It has made things more competitive, right? For example, I am somebody who is preparing for an entrance exam, and there's somebody else also preparing for an entrance exam. We have our mindsets are different, our thought process is different, our grasping power is different, right? If our skills are different, our caliber is different, intellect is different, everything is different, right? So if I am preparing, I have my own way of preparing for that competitive exam. The other person has their own way of preparing for the competitive exam, and we both are using the technology, which doesn't mean that we both are at par. No, it depends on a lot of factors: the intellectual levels, the skill sets, the grasping power, and lots more. The exposure we have got, right? The way we think, it depends on that. So technology has helped us to get closer to beat the competition, but it all depends on yourself also, how you take things, or how well you balance it, and how well you utilize the technology to your advantage to crack that examination, right? So that is why, just because everything is available online, it has become much easier for you to access everything, but it has made life tough or difficult for people who are competing for an examination or a job or anything, for that matter. So that is why technology is one of the reasons which has made world a competitive place. Second is education. Of course, with the increase in the kind of degrees and degree programs and the fields, right? When I was a kid, I used to hear that, either you can become a doctor or an engineer. There were only two fields. Either you have to become a doctor or you have to become an engineer, right? But now our children has a lot many options. They can just become anything they want to. If they want to get into hotel management, they want to get into design, they want to get into manufacturing, pharma, engineering, medical, chartered accountancy, law, any civil services exam, anything and everything, whatever they want to become. They have much more scope or options they can get into, and they can, make their career into that field. So their options are unlimited. So that is why education has made options unlimited. You can get education in any field and you can just master that, or you can just get into that field, right? With the right education. If you want to get into hotel management, there's a separate course. If you want to get into design, there's a separate course. If you want to get into civil services, there's a separate examination, right? If you want to get into chartered accountancy, there's a separate examination, or it's a separate course you have to get into. So there are more options available, and you can choose any field and you can get into any field, and you can become successful in that field as well. If you want to get into acting, if you want to get into direction, anything you can choose, guys, anything, right? So that is why education has also made the world very competitive, because now people are thinking about every single field. They have a lot of options and they want to get into that, but then there's a lot of competition also. It's not just you who want to get into that field. There are lots of others also who want to get into that field. So that is why education has also become very competitive. You have to crack that exam. There are limited seats, there are limited options everywhere. You have unlimited options for the areas of fields you want to get into, but into that field there are limited seats available, right? There are limited seats. And there are lots of other categories of colleges also. If you want to enter into government college or, private college, and the fee structure is different, there are lots of things which determines the competitive level, right? So education is also one of them. If you want to enter into a field, you have to prepare yourself very well. You have to be competitive. You have to be at par with others so that you can compete with them and grab that seat or get into that, admitted into that college or course, right? So this is how competition has increased. Third one is geography. Geography doesn't mean, I'm not talking about the subject geography, I'm talking about the place or the area. Like if you take India, right? So Indian market is different. US market is different, UK market. So every country or every market is different, right? India has huge population. Every year there are lots of pass outs, engineering pass outs, medical pass outs, and so on and so forth with every other field. There are lots of graduates and postgraduates which are looking for a job, but the job options are limited. So it depends on the geography where you are looking at. If you're looking at a job in a small town than a bigger city, the options are more limited. If you're looking out for a job in a bigger city, the options are unlimited, but then there are lots of competition there, right? So there are lots of factors which influences this competition. Okay, so the availability of jobs according to the geography differs, and hence the competition also differs. In big cities, you might have a chance of getting a job, right? Because there are lots of companies in bigger cities. But then you never know if you land up in a good job or not so good job. Maybe your package might vary, right? You have to settle in a lesser package or a small company. But then that doesn't mean that is the end of your career. You have just started, so you can grow. You have chance to grow, right? Since the competition is too much, that is why the pay package is different. The kind of company you are selected in differs. So in short, getting a job becomes difficult because there is a lot of competition. There are lots of pass outs. There are lots of people who are looking for a job, right? And the opportunities are of course limited. It's not unlimited, so it's limited. So that is why there's a lot of competition geographically also. It's the same case with when you want to study abroad, right? You have to pay a lot of money, of course, but then you have to crack the exam also. You have to compete there as well. Getting a job abroad is also not easy, right? So there are lots of competition everywhere, wherever you go. But it's just that some places have more options, so you have more chances of getting into a job or landing up in a job and then becoming successful in life because you have just started off and you know how you can make your way. So that is also one thing which is brought in competition, availability of jobs in different geographies. And since India's population is huge, there are lots of people who are looking for a job and the options are limited. So that is why it gets very difficult to get a job. So there's a lot of competition there as well. The last one is survival. Now, what does this mean? This is also a very important factor which brings in competition. Survival in an industry, survival in a business, survival in a competitive world, right? You have to sustain, you have to survive in an environment, right? Whatever you are doing, if you're studying, you have to survive there. You have to be at par with others, right? To get campus placements or off campus placements. You have to be competitive enough, or you have to survive. You have to know the art of surviving or cracking an interview, right? You have, once you are in a job, you should know how you have to sustain there, how you have to survive in a job so that you don't get laid off, right? You have to grow up the ladder. So you should know how to survive there in a competitive world, in a competitive environment. If you are in a business, if you're doing a business, you have a lot of competition there, right? You should know how to survive, how to sustain that, how to grow your business. So sustainability or survival is also a key which brings in competition, or which is the necessity out of competition. You have to know how you can survive in a competitive environment. Then only you can grow. Then only you can become successful in life, right? Then only you can beat competition. You have to be unique. You have to have a USP, unique selling point. You have to have a skill set which will help you to survive. So that is the idea, guys. You have to have something unique in yourself so that you can survive the competition. You can survive in a competitive environment. That is very important. So guys, these were some points which I wanted to discuss with you about competition, because we all are grown-ups. Either we are studying, either we are looking for a job, or we are in a job or in a business, and we want to grow and we want to become successful in life. And we, at every stage, we have to face competition. How to survive that, how to face that, how to be at par or be at the edge of the competition, we need to know. So I've discussed some factors which will help you to survive the competition, or which will help you to understand how you have to compete, or what are the factors which influences the competition. So that is why we can, and then accordingly we can think about our future, our career, and our growth path. So guys, that's it for today. I hope this session was helpful for you. I'll be back in the next session. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep practicing. See you. Bye-bye.